Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining this Copilot for Business Users webinar. My name is Maureen. I'm a data analyst here at Sibasi, and I will be your presenter for this session. Yeah, so I can see we are a few. Maybe we can give a minute to ensure that everyone comes in. So we'll just take a minute to bring people in. Yeah, so I think we'll begin. Yeah, so as I said, my name is Maureen. I'm a data analyst here at Sibasi, and I will be your presenter for this session. So as we begin, I will just give a short intro on who we are as Sibasi, and then we can go into how we can use Copilot in our everyday work using our Microsoft 365 apps. So how can we make our everyday work efficient and using Copilot? So I'll just start with a small short intro about Sibasi. And Sibasi is actually okay, apologies for this. Yeah, so who we are. So Sibasi is an innovative ICT services and solutions company based here in Nairobi, Kenya. And we like to say that our mission is at the heart of our name. That is, we offer services and solutions integrated and invested into your business for you to achieve success and have an impact. With this, we use our core values: excellence, professionalism, collaboration, innovation, and of course, fun. So we do enjoy what we do. We are actually a Microsoft Solutions Partner, a designation that we transitioned into, having been a Microsoft Gold Partner, which is the highest designation of partnership that you can attain with Microsoft. We're actually among the very few companies which have attained the Microsoft Solution Partner in East and Central Africa. So that shows that we are trusted partners with Microsoft, and we are not only Microsoft partners, we are also partners with AWS and Google as well. So we do categorize our services in three main areas. These are development, deployment, and technology consulting. So in development, we are actually software engineers at heart, and we offer our expertise in web, mobile, and server technologies. For deployment, we do deploy quite a number of solutions which are already existing. That is inclusive of our internal products such as Moneyball, eBoard. As well, we do deploy existing applications such as SharePoint, Dynamics, and OpenEDX. We offer consulting services for infrastructure assessment, cloud computing, data science, data warehousing, and data analytics as well. So you can just check us out on our website, that is sibasi.com, and you can view all our service offerings from there. Yeah, so with that short intro, I will just jump right into the agenda of the day, which is to ensure that we learn about Copilot and how we can use it in our everyday apps, Microsoft 365 apps. Yeah, so I will pose a question to you, and you can drop it in the chat. If you use Copilot in your daily work, what has worked well for you and what hasn't? So you can just quickly drop that in the chat, and I would love to see your responses. So as you're doing that, maybe I can do a short intro on what Copilot is. So Copilot is actually your AI assistant built in directly into your Microsoft 365 apps. And it uses large language models together with your organization data, that is your emails, your chats, your documents, even your calendar, all governed by your company security and compliance settings. So whatever you have access to is what is going to be used to actually give you a response. So you can think of Copilot as your everyday partner that you give instructions in a specific context, and it will give you first draft or insights that you can always refine. So what are the things that you can actually achieve with Copilot in the Microsoft 365 environment. So you can always start with chatting. So Copilot chat with web grounding. That means that you can actually Copilot will use the web resources to actually give you a response. We also have Copilot chat with work grounding, where it will use the files that you have access to in your tenant to give you a response. So as I mentioned before, Copilot is also integrated into your everyday Microsoft 365 apps, and you can use it there. We also have Copilot Studio that we use to create agents, and agents are specialized copilots that are designed to do a specific task very, very well. Yeah, and we look at that. So we can look at Copilot in actually Microsoft 365 apps. So what can you achieve from there? So you can, of course, use the chat as I mentioned, and it will use right now ChatGPT 5, I think that is well, and it's also web grounded. We have our agents that are integrated into your chat experience, and we also have IT controls. So actually using for Microsoft 365 admins, you can go to your security portal, and there's a Copilot section where you can get Copilot can provide for you detection, compliance report, risk calls to be able to notify you any places that you have gaps that you need to improve on in your security. Yeah, so should you use Copilot for Microsoft 365 and not these other AI tools that you've ideally been using? I'm sure if you're drafting mails, maybe you are actually going to ChatGPT, giving it some sort of context, and then coming back to your Outlook. So you don't have to do that. First of all, it's integrated into your Microsoft 365 apps such as Outlook, and we'll look at how to use that. But the best case is that those AI tools such as ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you're using, they're actually using your data to train the model. However, Copilot is not doing that. Your data is very, very secure. So unlike other AI services, Copilot does not use your data to improve its models. So your information will stay private and secure. So unlike those others where your data will leak. So please ensure that as you're using those other public AI tools, don't use your company data or any private data yourself. So Microsoft uses great security and compliance, so your content and the AI inputs are safe throughout the whole process. And if there are any copyright claims related to the Copilot's output, Microsoft will stand with you and provide legal protection. Yeah, so we'll jump right into how Copilot goes beyond charts and agent and integrates into your Microsoft 365 apps. So we'll start with Word and then navigate to other apps that we have. So you'll allow me to switch screens so that we can now see this in action. Yeah. So we'll start by navigating to the Microsoft 365 portal. And for your case, I would appreciate if you can also do this lab with me. So just log in to type office.com and sign in. Yeah, so I had mentioned before that you have access to the charts and you can see this at work. So you have the option to actually create a prompt here, and the Copilot will use the work grounding using the files that you have access to in your tenant to actually give you a response. So I can actually add a document here from here, and so let me just look for this, and I can actually ask questions. So I can actually ask it to give me a short summary on this document. On this document, and it will generate this for me. Okay, so we also have the web. If I ask a prompt here, it will also scour the web and give me a response through there. We have our agents, which as we discussed, are specialized copilots that do a specific task very, very well. And we have the researcher and the analyst. These are sample of agents. So the analyst is actually, if you want to do some analysis, the analyst will be a very good agent to use. So if you want to analyze trends, get a response on that, analyst will be your agent to use. So if you can use researcher, which will also use your information in your tenant and also on the web to give you a good response if you're doing any research as well. So you can also create an agent from here, from your 365 portal. You can also create it from Copilot Studio and also on SharePoint. We have our conversation section here. So these are all the prompts that I have been interacting with my Copilot, not only in this interface, but on other apps as well. So if I was having it's more of a consolidated look of all my conversations with my Copilot from even other apps. So if I may give a prompt in PowerPoint, I should be able to track those conversations here. So this makes it very, very efficient for me. Okay, so we have also our pages, which are dynamic and persistent chats designed for you to collaborate with AI, and you can also share with other people. So this is a very good way of collaborating with your end users. So we also have our search at the top, and this is very, very convenient for us. So you can Copilot will use AI, natural language processing, to actually give you a response from all your files that you have in your tenant. So I can even ask a question about a mail I have received from Maureen on dashboard in a day. So something like that. And it will scour all my resources, and it will actually give me a response. So you can see it has already returned to me. I have a mail that I had received from Maureen on dashboard in a day, and then now I can navigate to Outlook and actually see that mail itself. So you can actually ask any questions from all your resources, not just your documents as well. So let us look at how we can use it in one of our first applications, which will be OneDrive. So from this portal, you can actually navigate to all the apps that you have access to, and just navigate to the apps, and then you can navigate to all the apps that you have access to. So I'll just go to OneDrive. Yeah. So in OneDrive, what are the things that I can actually use Copilot for? So OneDrive is actually a cloud-based application that's where I can store my personal files and access them conveniently across all my devices. So if you have if you've ever had a case where your laptop, you need to share a file, but you have left your laptop at work and you really need to access that file, if you had uploaded it into your OneDrive in the cloud and you have the app in your phone, you could have shared that. Think of it worse yet, your laptop actually breaks down and you don't have access to your files now. So if you had saved them on OneDrive, all you need to do is quickly transition into a different device, sign in, and you have access to the files that you had shared on that you had uploaded into your OneDrive. So what can you do with Copilot here? So we'll start with the most basic thing. So once you come to My Files, these are the files that you have saved on your OneDrive. If you hover over any document, you should be able to actually see the Copilot logo here. So what are the things you can do? So you'll see a number of actions that you can do. That is summarize, create an FAQ, create an audio overview, and ask a question. So let's just do, you can quickly summarize a document. So if you need to quickly peruse a document and don't have time to actually go through the full document, you can just quickly summarize, and Copilot will create a quick summary for you quickly. So let's just say that, let's just give it a moment. It usually takes a moment, but we can do that. So you can see I already get a quick summary of this document, and I can now review that very, very quickly. If I need to go to a meeting, I can just read the summary and then I should be good to go. Yeah. So another action you can do is actually create an audio overview. So the same way, think of it, if you're in transit, you don't actually have the ability to actually read the summary. However, you can create an audio overview. So the summary will actually be read out to you. So let's click on that, and then let us see how that works. So the best part about this is that
Hello, and welcome to this audio summary.
you can see
Today,
now
I'll
it
be
is
providing an
actually
overview of the
giving you
Green Finance Partnership Proposal,
a
a strategic
summary of
initiative set
this
to catalyze
document,
sustainable
but it's
finance
actually
across
reading it
Africa,
out to you. And
especially
the
in
best part
Kenya
is
and
that you
Nigeria.
can switch the mode in which it is actually delivering
Welcome
this
to today's
to podcast
overview,
style.
where we'll be diving
So
into
you
the
can
bold
see this
vision
is now a
behind the
more
Green
palatable
Finance
way you can
Partnership in Africa. This initiative has some
enjoy
really
this
interesting
information
ambitions
as
around
you're
sustainable
accessing
finance
it.
and climate
So
action.
try that out. It's very, very cool. And the best part, you can actually, once it generates this for you, you can actually save this file to OneDrive. So all you need to do is just click and save. Yeah, so I actually have that version, so I can keep both. So I'm just going to just ignore that. So another option is actually you can create an FAQ document. So it is going to actually create an frequently asked question in the same outline, creating the question itself. And you can see it's actually creating the question itself and responding to the question itself. So you can use this if you want to probably get into a meeting and you want to anticipate the questions that you're going to ask you, you can do this. If you are creating a website and you want to create an FAQ section, you can, of course, give it access to that information and it will create for you an FAQ. Additionally, you can now ask questions to this, so you can always do that as well. So, and that's also another option you can do. So just ask a question, and of course, the Copilot navigation will have, and you can see you already have a series of prompts here, and also you have here. So just quickly, you can quickly ask any question that you want to understand in this file. Yeah, so another thing that you can use with Copilot in OneDrive is during sharing. So if I need to share this file with a number of people, let's say I'm sharing it with Rebecca, I can actually have Copilot give me a summary of this document. So I'm not just sending the document itself, I'm actually sharing a summary of the document, and then I can send this out to my colleague with a summary of what is in the document. Yeah, so that is how we can use Copilot in OneDrive. Yeah, so if in case you have any questions, you can always just drop them in the chat and we'll get to them. Yeah, so we'll quickly navigate to another app. Let's just go to Word. And remember that as long as you're signed in into any of the Microsoft 365 apps in the web, you can navigate to the waffle menu on your left, and now you can access all the other apps. So let's just go to Word, and then we can see what we can do with Copilot in Word. So I'll just create a blank document here. Yeah. So Copilot in Word can do quite a number of things. So it can help you draft a document, update the document. You can add other documents to enrich what you want to actually draft with this document. So I'll just share a prompt with this here. So here you can see we have the option, what do you want to Copilot to draft? I'm just going to give it this. I want you to draft a detailed project proposal for a new initiative called Green Finance Partnership. The proposal is for potential funders and should have a persuasive and professional tone. Include sections for an executive summary, problem statement, and also a proposed solution focusing on the building capacity in markets for carbon neutral investments. It should include a market analysis specific to the Kenyan and Nigerian financial sectors and phased implementation timeline. Use formal multi-level heading structure, incorporate a table to outline the project key milestones and deliverables, and use bold to highlight the critical data points. So you can see with my prompts, you need to be very careful with what you're prompting. Your prompt has to be very clear, very specific, and structured. So as you can see, from my prompt, I have told it, draft a detailed project proposal, not a summary, not something short. I want a detailed project proposal. I've also given it some sort of tone. I've told it to be persuasive and use a professional tone, as this is actually a proposal for potential funders. I've also added quite a number. I've actually added who my audience is and also used the tone. I've also added the structure in which I want my response back. So let us put this prompt to the test and see what it gives back. Let's just give it a minute to actually generate this. And you can be trying this out yourself. So you can see it is actually created the proposal itself. It has given me, and it is adhering to the structure that I had given it. So I had mentioned that I wanted to have an executive summary, a project statement, and I had also mentioned that I wanted to have a formal multi-level heading structure. So you can see I have my heading structure. Yeah. So, and also it is highlighting in bold the key critical data points. And I had also mentioned that I want to incorporate a table to outline the project key milestones. And you can see now I have that as a response. So you have the option to actually keep this option and or actually change it. So I can actually update this prompt. What do I want to change? I can say I want it to be more summarized if that's something that I want to do. Okay, if I want to adjust a specific area, I can just highlight that and actually use my edits to actually say what do I want to update in this specific area. So these are some of the ways that you can actually use Copilot. So you don't need to start from scratch. You don't need you can use Copilot in your everyday apps. So let's just highlight this probably this topic and then say maybe I want it to, and you can see it's giving me other options. I have the option to auto write, structure and refine. Maybe I can say make it more detailed. So you can see now I'll be able to update an area, specific area on the document. So if I want to actually, I'm satisfied with this, I can keep it and replace. So if I replace, it's going to replace what was originally there. If I keep it, it's going to append beneath it. So I can just keep it. I can just replace it since I actually like this detailed headline more. So that's how you can actually edit and update other sections. So another thing that you can do here from Word, you can actually, some of the prompts that you can actually visualize as tables. So I have a few notes here that I want to actually visualize as tables. So let's just click on that and see how that works for me. So you can see already that these points have now been structured in a table format, which is very ideal. So these are some of the ways that you can use Copilot to actually edit your documents. So no need of actually doing your drafts here, taking it to and exposing your data in other AI tools such as ChatGPT, Claude. You can actually do it integrated into your Microsoft 365 apps. So let me just keep this, and you can see now it has appended. Instead of replacing what I had, it has appended. Now I can actually have the option to now delete this. So that is how that works. Yeah, so I'll go to the next app, which will be Outlook. Yeah. So once again, I'll navigate to my waffle menu, and then I can just navigate to Outlook. Yes, I hope you are also trying out all these things yourself. Yeah, so Copilot in Outlook can assist you with quite a number of things. I'm sure most of you have been drafting your mails outside there, but the best part about using Copilot in Outlook, I would say, is that it has the context of all your information. So if you're actually drafting a mail, a response, it has the context of all the information. So if you go to probably ChatGPT outside there, you actually have to now tell it, this is the context, this is who I'm sending it to, it does not have the history of the mail trail. But now with this, you're able to actually have the context, and it's going to give you a better response. So let us see that, and also it can help you to actually draft from scratch. So let us create a new mail, and you can see it's going to actually prompt you draft with Copilot. So I can just give it a very detailed prompt and probably ask it to create a mail for me. Thanking Rebecca coming today to the Sibasi offices today. And we can actually see what response this is going to give me. Just give me a moment. Okay, let me just start with actually giving a response. First, let's summarize this response. This mail, I have a very, very long mail here, and I want it to summarize it. So you can have the summary by Copilot. So if you need to really peruse, quickly view what is in this mail, we have summary by Copilot, and this will work for all your mail trails. So if you need to really quickly catch up on a mail trail, if it's too long, you don't want to go through the whole back and forth, just click summary by Copilot and it will give you. So you can see Maureen congratulated you for attending Dashboard in a Day training. You're invited to this and this, and registration can be completed through this here, and you're encouraged to join this WhatsApp group. So you have that option. So quickly summarizing, which is very, very great. Now I have a response here. Let me just see. I have a mail here which I said, please find attachment. So I actually have the option to reply all, and actually I can ask it to respond. So let me just give it a response. I can ask it to give me a short and friendly message. I can actually ask it to request more information, give an update, an announcement, create a newsletter. So I can just say, give a short and friendly response, probably just saying thank you for this. So let's see what response it gives us, and then we can say, hi team, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to let you know that I've attached the report for your review, something like this. Let me know if you have any other questions. And now I can either keep this or discuss this or adjust this response. So I can make it shorter, longer, change the tone, probably sound more professional. I have the option to sound more casual, more professional, more formal, probably like a poem. So if this is too, I can do that as well. I can keep it, and then I can send this as well. So you can see instead of actually, and please ensure that all these responses that you're getting from AI, ensure that you are checking them. So AI, this Copilot can actually make a mistake. So ensure that you are proofreading what these responses are saying. So that is actually really, really nifty. Yeah. Okay, we also have a Copilot here. You can actually have the option to chat. So if you need more details on a specific mail, or even if you need to tackle your inbox, I can say they probably highlight for me mails that I need to tackle now, and it can give me that. And you can see some of the prompts that it's giving me, what's new in my inbox. I can actually do that. And I have a prompt here, summarize my last 10 emails. Here's a comprehensive summary of your last 10 emails. So you can see it's already doing that for me. And this thread celebrates your successful completion of the dashboard in a day training held on this. I have another mail from Green Finance, and you can see it's giving me a summary of all the mails that I have recently created. So you have how it makes your work easier. Yeah. So as you can see, that is something that you can do from here in Outlook, with Copilot in Outlook. Yeah, so we'll quickly navigate to another app, which is PowerPoint. Yeah, so Copilot in PowerPoint can be very nifty. So you don't have to start your presentations from scratch. You can still use your prompts to actually create new presentations. So actually I can just use this here. So you can see you have your Copilot there, and you also have a new presentation here. So I can create a presentation about. So you can, here I have to give it a very descriptive prompt where I can describe the presentation you'd like to create. So probably I want to give it say probably create for me a detailed presentation on global warming today and its effects in the 10 years, probably. Let's see what response it's going to give you. You can add reference files as well, so that's also an option. So you can see it's already creating for me, pulling together a number of slides for me, so I can tell it to generate these slides. Yeah, so all you have to do, if you have any reference documents that you want it to reference, so if you're doing a presentation for your organization, you can always upload a document from, as we did with, as you saw with OneDrive. So that's a very nifty thing that you can do. So let's just give the time as it's pulling itself together, and then we can see what type of presentation it's going to give us. Yeah, so please test it out yourself and see how you can actually use this yourselves. And just a reminder that we will be with you. And you can see now I have my slides, and it has created for me quite a number of slides. So I have the option once again to keep it or generate other options. So you can see I'm getting global warming today and its projected effects over the next 10 years, meeting program. I have quite a number of slides. And the best part is also as well, you can actually, let me just keep this. And the best part is that you can actually also prompt it to give you some meeting notes. So if you've been struggling a lot with your presentations, it can also give you the option of actually adding your meeting notes as well. So really nifty things that we can do here. with Copilot within PowerPoint. So I hope you will try and see how you can use this in this app as well. So I'll go next to Copilot in SharePoint. I had mentioned before that you could be able to create an agent in SharePoint before. So let us see that quickly. Yes. So as I mentioned before, you can quickly navigate through the waffle menu, and then you can now navigate to other apps. So I've done that. Now I have access to all my sites that I have access to, my recent sites. So I'll just go to one that I have access to, full access, and I can come to my documents. So in SharePoint, you at the far top, you'll see open agents. So let me just click on that. And you can see I already have an agent. So all the agents that I have access to are already here. So as you can see, you can also create your very own agent, and it will not be a very hard process. In fact, we can do that ourselves. So already you can also toggle between the agents that you have access to. So you can see I have also access to the human resource agent, the Sibasi DMS agent as well. So I can actually, and I have my ready prompts already here. So remember that the files that I have access to is what I'm going to get a response from. So since I'm a member of this site, I will be able to actually query, ask questions in this site and get a response from the files that I have access to. So I can actually ask what is in the documents in this site, and I can get a response. Okay, now I did a bit of a typo there, but let's just see what response it's going to give me. So we actually can see it's already giving what is in the document in this site. The documents are titled, okay, probably that wasn't the best prompt, but you can see it already can identify that I have a document here, and it's asking me if you'd like more details about the training content, I'd be happy to help you locate them. Would you like that? Probably something like that. Yeah, so let us see how we can create our very own agent here in SharePoint. It's very quick, doesn't need a lot of expertise. However, it's usually best to create your agent in Copilot Studio so that you can actually specify exactly what you need it to do. So I can click on Open Agent. And you can see already it has created for me actually a document agent. So yeah, quite quickly. So that is how you can use Copilot in your SharePoint. It is going to give you a summary of your documents. It can also, in the same way that we had the sharing in OneDrive, you can also, when you're sharing your documents in SharePoint, you can always have the option to actually give a summary here in your SharePoint as well. Yeah, so really great and nifty way of using Copilot here in SharePoint. Yeah, so I can see we have a few minutes left, so maybe I can just get the questions that you have as at now. I know we have gone through a number of apps, so I'll just, you can always unmute yourself and ask any questions that you have as at now before we proceed. Yeah, let me just check that out here at the Q&A. I'm been checking. Let me just see that. Yeah, you can. Okay, no posts yet, so we can proceed. Actually, let me just go back and actually give you another nifty thing that I didn't mention is that in Microsoft OneDrive, you can actually generate information from media as well. So if you, no, sorry, here in your 365 portal, you can actually generate media using a prompt. So here on your create button, all you need to do is give a very descriptive prompt as we specified. It needs to be clear, it needs to be specific and structured. So I can just mention that I need to create for me a media. It can be a photo, it can be a video as well. So you can do that. So you can create a photo for me to help market my chicken business. And then it will create media for you as well. So just a few nifty things that you can use to actually do this. So here, how creative you are, probably the response you get with your Copilot. And another thing I can showcase. So remember to be very detailed. I wasn't very detailed in my response, but it should create now for you that media for you. So let us actually see another thing that we can do here. We're using the analyst agent. So you can see my image is actually coming. So you can see the fresh chicken. If I'd added probably start the price, that would have probably given me a better working poster, but you can always update your prompts from here as we have seen. So you can see I can use this poster now to actually sell my fresh chicken. Yeah. Okay, so I'll go to the analyst here, and then I'll just showcase and I can add a document here. So unless if you want to, as I'd mentioned before, this agent is very good for doing any analysis. So if you have like a document that you want to do an analysis on, this is here where you want to actually do that. So I'm just going to use my proposal that we had created earlier. So, and then I'm just going to give it a prompt, and then I'm going to say, analyze the proposal and estimate the potential impact of addressing the 100 billion annual climate, which sectors or communities in Kenya would benefit, which sectors or communities in Kenya would benefit most if the gaps were reduced by 10%, 25%, and 50%. So it's going to take a bit of time to generate for you, but this is how the analyst actually works. So you can try this out with something else, and you can see it's already reasoning. It's giving you a very detailed structure of a document. So it is giving you, let us give it some moment as it does that. So I hear that there's a question on the chat. Let me just, yeah, I think Annette, you need to forward for me, one of my moderators, just forward the question to me so that you can see it. Yeah, so, and you can see the response that you're going to get. So can see it's actually using Python to actually do this itself. And let's see what is the actual. Okay, yeah, I can see. Hello, Maureen. I joined a bit late. I have a question. Do I need to have an active 365 subscription to utilize Copilot? Yes, you did. You do. Yes, you do. I can see one of our moderators has answered that. So yeah, so this is how you can use your analyst if you need to do that. Yeah. Is there any other question on any of the other apps that we have used? So we've also reviewed how to use it on OneDrive. We've shown you how to do the summary. For those who were not there, we've shown you how to actually do a audio summary, create a summary, share, and actually include the summary in your files. So in case you haven't seen that as well, we'll share the recording of the chat of the webinar after this. Yeah. So we've also seen how we can create an agent in SharePoint so that we can actually get summaries and all other things we can do with Copilot in SharePoint. So creating an agent, as I mentioned before, you can do that here in your 365 portal. You can do it in Copilot Studio if you need to actually fine-tune it very, very well. And also you can do it here in SharePoint. So that is, you can create an agent here as well. Yeah, so we looked at how to also work with Copilot in Outlook. So in creating summaries of a thread of emails or a specific email itself. So you can use summary by Copilot to actually review those mails as well, give a draft for you, a response, and unlike the other AIs, it's going to have the context of what you're actually doing. So that is really nifty. We also looked at how to use it in PowerPoint, so you no longer need to start from scratch. And the best part is that you can create these slides using Copilot. It's actually even giving you media, which is really, really nice. So also you can add any other resources that you want for it to improve the output. So if you don't need to just create a prompt, you can give it resources like documents, all necessary documents, and it will create a draft presentation for you to edit and fine tune. Yeah. So with that, we have also Copilot in other apps. I think we might probably have another webinar so that we can actually continue with Copilot in other apps in Microsoft 365. So I would really appreciate your questions now. If you have any questions, would love to see this. If there's something else you'd like to see again, that would be really, really, you can point that out now. Yeah, so we only have 10 minutes, so you can ask your questions. Now we want to give you time for our Q&A session. Okay, if no questions, I think we can probably unmute yourself and let us know if you have seen anything that is convincing you to use Copilot in your everyday workflows today. Oh yeah, I can see Salome, you have, let me just unmute you. Yes, try unmuting yourself now. I think you should be able to unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So I have like a question. I don't know if it's a question or a clarification.
Okay.
Um, does the Copilot come automatically in 365 or do I have to download it?
That's a great question. I think as long as you have the license, it will come automatically for you. And it's actually, let me just share this for you, the licensing for you, so that you can see that. Yeah, but you first of all, you have to have the right license so that it can appear automatically in your apps. So that's the first thing. And then so the type of licensing that you need is Microsoft 365 Copilot Pro, that is, you need to buy that if you do have that, but we have a free tier. Yeah. So first of all, let me just get this together for you. The licensing, Microsoft 365 Copilot, you must already be eligible for this. So if you have an E3 license or an E5, you should be able to have that. However, you can add an add-on, which is 30 USD per user per month. Okay, so we also have Copilot for Windows, which is a free tier. So you don't need a Microsoft 365 subscription if you do that. We have the Copilot Pro for actual individuals. So you can use this with Microsoft 365 personal or family subscriptions. And it requires an active Microsoft 365 personal or family plan. So yeah, you do actually, as long as you have the license, you don't need to enable anything. It's going to appear for all your apps. Yes, we will have another session on actually creating the agents themselves. We do have agent in a day sessions, so you will be able to actually learn how to create your own Copilot agents with Copilot Studio. So we will keep you updated on our agent in a day. So it's going to be a full day of learning. So you'll learn how to create your own agent and deploy it in different mediums, whether it is a website or even in your apps as well. So yes, we will have a very detailed training on creating your Copilot agents. Okay. Yeah, so thank you guys for joining this webinar. We hope that you will interact with us. If you need to reach out to us, we are always readily available. We can just mail support@sibasi.ltd and we will get back to you. So if you are going to be trying any of these things that we have been trying today, please ensure you can always ask a question through our support@sibasi.ltd or also info@sibasi.ltd. We can always do that as well. So we will share all the decks. We'll also share additional resources, and we'll also give you access to. We'll always give you access to any other trainings that we have. Of late, actually, we have Sibasi has turned 8 this year. And for this whole month, we have a series of webinars. So you can always go to Sibasi.academy, to the Sibasi Academy linked in the chat. So you can see which other area of interest you want to see. Not only in Copilot, we have trainings on SharePoint, we have trainings on Power Automate, we have training on Outlook next week and security. Very interesting training. So we hope to see you there. So just click on Sibasi Academy and you can register for any of the sessions of interest. So with that, I wish you a great day. I hope to see you in the subsequent trainings. Thank you.